Behind the Turnbuckle Plus, the new pod order. BTT Plus. Yeah, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Plus. Oh, it's extra content right here, chicos. Think about it. BTT Plus, taking over the pod game. Live Q&As, watch-alongs, new shows. BT. Is that okay, Big Tommy? Enter the war room. Turnbuckle style. Plus. It's the new way. We call it BTT Plus. The genesis has begun. The beginning of the new pod or BTT. Everybody wants to know what to do next. Well, just scan the code. The pod revolution starts now. The preceding announcement has been paid for by Behind the Turnbuckle Plus, new pod order.
Oh, it feels so good on a Monday night. What's good, everybody? Welcome into your new favorite pro wrestling show, and maybe a little bit of other stuff as well. As you can see, your boy, the coach, is not in the friendly confines. No, we're out on the road, but that doesn't mean we stop. No, we are live right here on Stadium every single Monday night. And by the way, for those of you who've been watching on our YouTube page, are you kidding me right now? Our live number is absolutely ridiculous. So no matter where you watch us, we're glad that you are here. Now, if you want to be a part of the show, in the chat, you can do via a super sticker. And we're also pleased to say that tonight's show is brought to you by DEMERBOX. Go to DEMERBOX.com. Use that code COACH10. It's the most rugged outdoor speaker you could possibly have. DEMERBOX.com. Thank you for being a part of the show. Now, as always, I don't do this by myself. We're talking an hour here live on Stadium. So let's bring in my co-stars. First and foremost, he has spent 32 years in the WWE, and he is fired up tonight. Big Tommy C. What's good, man?
What's happening, Coach? What's happening, Gabby? And it's a little hot in here tonight, Coach, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that is the theme of the show. But Tommy, before we get to the show, you know, sometimes we get busy. I got to make sure I sit up here. I don't want you guys to be in your boxes without mine. And so I've been really busy. I was doing a big PGA Tour event this weekend. There was a little thing called the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And so I got kind of busy. I didn't really know what was going on. Did you happen to see anything unusual on social media tonight by anybody that's a permanent fixture of this show that maybe we could have used, perhaps? Tommy, did you see anything?
Yeah, are you talking about Brandon Graham?
Yeah, Brandon. That's right, Brandon Graham. If people don't know who Brandon Graham is, we'll fill them in the C's.
Oh.
But for now, let's introduce her. She's the host of the GABBY AF podcast, and she had a guest on today. Gabby, good evening. Thanks for making time for little old us. How are you this evening?
Listen, Coach, you know I'll always make time for you, especially Tommy. Tommy's my favorite of all time, so I always squeeze time in for Tommy. Yeah, it was. I know you were busy. I know, great Super Bowl for me, not so great for you. So it's a little hot.
That's okay. You're allowed to have one. You're allowed to have one. I still got 3 in my back pocket from the last
Annihilation,
okay.
Annihilation, man.
Oh, is that where you're going to stand on?
Pretty sad. It was pretty sad.
Well, we already beat you 2 years ago, so we're not going to compare numbers.
But the past is the past, bro. Numbers. Past is the past. Just saying, you can only move forward in life.
Apparently so. And you're talking to one of the great heels of all time, right,
Yes,
Tommy?
Sir.
And it's almost as if you were talking to a great heel tonight. But we'll get into that, and you can promote it yourself. But I want to talk about the theme of the show. The theme of the show tonight is heat, heat, heat. Clearly, the WWE creative guys, they're using some of what I call their natural heels to get over. And I'm telling you right now, I know a lot of the OGs don't like it, but Logan Paul, and Logan Paul. And I'm going to start with you, Gabby, because tonight he was in the main event. He beat Mr. 619 to cash his ticket to the Elimination Chamber. And the reason people don't like him, because in my time, during my era, you didn't miss any shows. Part-timers, Vince would never even allow that. Are you kidding me right now? And then Logan Paul, every time he steps on camera, he's an absolute rock star. Tonight, he got all kinds of heat. Your take on Mr. Logan Paul?
Dude, I've been saying this. He is a star beyond star, and he makes people so angry because he should not be as good as he is. He's good on the mic. He's good in charisma-wise. He's so good in the ring. He has it on every aspect. And I was thinking this because I was watching a little bit of the Rumble, and I had remembered, a little bit of a moment between him and Cena. Give me Logan Paul and Cena at WrestleMania, and I will watch it and be happy to watch it, especially if Punk's going to win the Chamber. I'm just thinking ahead that way.
Boy, you're always thinking ahead. By the way, shout out to producer man. Did you guys see the shot with Gabby on her one shot? We have the best producer in the game. I'll put him up against anybody. Dan, the best producer in the game. Big Tommy, let me come over to you because it's so funny because you were with me during the Attitude Era, and Logan Paul wouldn't have existed back then. He wouldn't. Vince would have been like, "What, a YouTube guy? What, this guy? What are we doing? Dating a movie? What are we doing?" And not only is he great, but Hurricane Helms told us right here on BTT, didn't he? He said,
Yes.
Nobody works harder than Logan Paul. And tonight, he cuts a great promo. He gets the rub from CM Punk. Then he wins the match. And then he says, "Hey, how could I be this good looking? I felt like it was me cutting the promo out there." Your take?
Dude, this guy has it all, coach. He came in the ring. He embarrassed Punk a little bit there, right? Then he's in the ring. Ray comes in. He grounds and pounds with Ray. He high flies with Ray. And he is just an unbelievable athlete and superstar. And he brings instant heat. I'm telling you, coach, if he stays full time, I'm putting him, and listen to this, everybody, on the level of Shawn Michaels. That's how good this guy could be. That's how great this guy could be right now. There is nobody like Logan Paul, and I love him being in the Elimination Chamber. It is going to be exciting to see the things that he's going to do in that ring because he will sacrifice his body to put on a show for everybody.
The one thing that he has that literally nobody else has, Gabby. He had a already built-in audience before he came to the WWE. He had a gazillion followers, and he said that tonight. He goes, "I was already famous before I got here. I was already rich before I got here." That's why he has the natural heat, because normal people are like, "Damn it, I don't want to like him." But everything he says is absolutely true. So that's what a cool heel is truly all about.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny because a lot of people sometimes have the audience, and because they have that to fall back on, they don't think they have to work hard, or they don't think that they have to be good because they're like, people are going to like me anyway. But he is good, and he does work hard, and even wrestlers have talked about it and said he is someone that he's liked in the locker room. He works his ass off. So if the wrestlers accept him, you kind of have to accept that as an audience, and he's around to stay, and he's going to be hated for a very long time, but in the best way possible. You love to hate him. He's that guy that you just love to hate.
I wonder what the number is, Tommy, that they would have to throw at Logan Paul to get him to work full time. Like, what would they have if they went to Logan and said, "Logan, man, we need," and they do need him. We have way too many multi segment matches. Stop telling me we have enough talent. Stop it. They just dropped 10 people that I don't even remember who they are, and they were dropped yesterday. So don't tell me we have enough talent. What do you think the number would be they'd have to pay him to get him to work 40 plus weeks a year?
Wow. Over 5 million, maybe? I'm not sure. This guy, coach, I'm telling you, man, I'm putting him up there with Cody, Roman, everybody if he stood full time. I got to tell you, man, he's got more gas than Jey Uso does for me. I got to tell you that. And he's hated right now. I would love to see Jey get to that level where Logan is right now. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, he can't cut the promo. And Tommy, that's kind of where we were going, because I literally, on Netflix, Gabby, where you can go there and hit Raw and either hit last week's Raw and watch it because I thought I was watching last week's Raw at the start tonight, because here comes Jey Uso, comes down through the crowd, that little 6-year-old, let's yeet it all together. And then we get the 8 lines from Pat McAfee. Then we get Michael Cole trying to do the thing, and he's like gassing himself out, trying to talk. And then I knew Gunther was coming out. You knew he was, because I was like, there's no way that Triple H is going to start 2 weeks in a row with an 8-minute yeet session. But that's exactly what we got. It almost feels like he's scared to cut a promo. And I love Jey. He's been all over all the shows this year. I'm great. But at some point, Gabby, He's got to lean into his character and not just go, Gunther, it's you at WrestleMania. And then all of a sudden he gets his ass handed to him, and then you're leaping over the top rope onto 6 different people.
Yeah.
How do you have the energy for that? Your take?
Listen, I think that there's something authentic about him in the sense, even when he cut his promo after the 8 minutes last week, and Tommy, you even said, I feel like he lost his wording because he was emotional. I am a sucker for that kind of stuff, and I'm a different kind of fan in that sense. Like, I see a grown man crying and talking about how he's been a veteran for such a long time. I'm in on him as a babyface because I love that. So I'm not totally unsold on him. Do I need a little bit more when it comes to, yes, the promo and not the same thing every week? Sure. But I see what they're trying to do, so I don't fully hate it yet, and I'm going to give it a little chance to breathe because we know his opponent. We do have a little bit of time till Mania. Make me really, really hate Gunther, and I'm going to love Jay even more. So I think it's more on Gunther than it is on Jay, in my opinion.
Wait a second. Did you just say we have a little bit of time?
A little bit.
We've got 3 freaking months
That's not
until
that
WrestleMania. What are we doing between this thing's at the end of April? I mean, this is like 3 full months, and we already know one of the main events. What are we going to do, Gabby? How are you going to fill 12 Mondays with Gunther and Jay? Are we kidding ourselves right now?
I mean, they're going to do it. They've done it. You know how many times I go into a WrestleMania show or any kind of big PLE and I'm like, there's no way they're going to sell me on this. I don't like it. And they end up doing it. So I'm going to go in not pessimistic. What's the other word for pessimistic? Optimistic about it, because I like Jay that much. And I think that there's wheels on this, but I think it's more on Gunther. You have to make me hate this man. And I think you can get me to that point, because then it's going to be like, I want Jay to win so bad. You know what they say? It's not that I want Jay to win. I want Gunther to lose. Make me want Gunther to lose more than I need Jay to win.
I would love that, Tommy, but first I'd have to wake up in order to watch Gunther lose. You
Coach,
feel me?
You know what the problem is with these two? You know what the problem is? They're both not great promo cutters, right?
No.
Gunther's not good at it, Jay. Now you got to build a storyline. And I agree with Gabby. I think Gunther's the guy that has to perpetrate this whole thing and make it personal. So what I would do a storyline, get in Jay's personal life. Didn't he have some issues back in the day, with the law and everything like that? Or maybe get into his brother Jimmy and do something to make it personal for Jay, to make him want to tear Gunther apart. Because every week these two attacking each other and they can't cut a promo in the ring, it's going to get old, tired, and boring quick.
So you think that creative is going to call Jimmy Uso? And I've seen crazier, and they go, "Hey Jimmy," because wasn't it Jimmy, not Jay, that had most of the issues?
Yes,
wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so. And I think Jay, his career has soared, Gabby. We got about 45 seconds for you since he's separated from Jimmy. So how do you think Jimmy would receive that phone call if Triple H called, "Hey, man, we've got an idea. Let's use your personal trials and tribulations to knock down your brother"? How do you think he would respond to that?
I mean, listen, if you want your brother to succeed and it's going to bring him to the next level, maybe he would want to do it. I don't know. I really don't know what they can do to elevate it in that sense, but I think going the personal route, like Tommy's saying, is the way to do it. Will Jimmy take the sacrifice and say yes if that was the call to be made? Possibly.
Man,
I don't know.
This is one thing, and by the way, it's crazy that Vince was at the Super Bowl last night, by the way. But I've seen Vince use crazier storylines for show purposes. Let's say I've seen him. I was there for a storyline where one superstar male and one superstar female, as female was dating another superstar male, and it got into a whole weird triangle. And Vince said, "All right, you idiots, if you're going to do this in real life, we're going to make this into a storyline." And he made them do it. And it was some of the best matches because they literally beat the living shit out of each other. It was amazing. And if you don't know, well, you don't know. Go look it up. I'm not going to use names. But,
I know that one.
Right? Waffle House and Motel 6. If you know, you know. Now, still to come here on the show. We're just getting started. It's the last word. We've got promo school. We've got Russo's rant. Also, we're going to flip the script. What does it mean that Drew McIntyre is no longer on Monday Night Raw? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here every single Monday night, and it doesn't matter. if Gabby had Ric Flair on tonight. We're live still on Stadia. All right, you crazy degenerates, OGs out there that watch on our YouTube channel right now. By the way, I mentioned that Vince was at Monday Night Raw at the Super Bowl last night. First public appearance in months. And he was with his son Shane. And apparently with The Undertaker, Gabby, did it surprise you that at the biggest event in the world, that's when Vince would decide to come out, wear a blouse, and just show he's been in the gym for the last 6 months, looking good for 80 years old?
Honestly, nothing surprises me when it comes to pro wrestling anymore, Coach. So absolutely not. And I think he was the guy that brought the good luck to the Eagles. Probably, I think he brought it.
You make one more comment about the Eagles. There's Vince right here. One more comment about the Eagles. Vince, or excuse me, Tommy, all of a sudden this show is going to turn into the War Room, just me and you. It's going to be a 2-person show in about 30 seconds. All right, there's The Undertaker, who, Tommy, did it shock you that Vince was in attendance with the millions watching around the world?
There is a method to his madness, Coach, as we all know. There's an angle to everything that man does. He does things for a reason. He's not the biggest football fan in the world, right? So he picks the Super Bowl of all games. He's with his boy Taker, and the big surprise is Shane, because there is like things they had heat with each other. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's a method behind his madness, and I'm not surprised that he was there last night.
Let me just say that I got a phone call in the past week and a half. I'm not going to put anything on Front Street. I'm not going to tell any of the story. I'm just saying this. I got a call, Tommy, you know what I'm talking about, from somebody who wanted to do something with me. And I was told in no uncertain terms, Shane and Vince are not speaking, because that was my rule. I said, if they are speaking, I don't want any part of it. So apparently that person who called me got caught with a little hand in the cookie jar, because you cannot hide when they're at the freaking Super Bowl in a box. Oh, no, they didn't go together. They just happen to be in the same box. Stop it. Just stop it. Don't call me again. Don't call me again. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is the last word. We are live every single Monday night on Stadium and all of our platforms on Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, the biggest network in America, Roku TV. We're available in over 100 million homes, and I am your boy, the coach. All right, now, there are certain things about the show or stories where my crew just needs to get things off their chest. It is time that we go to promo school. Shout out to producer man. Now, who gets to go first today? Well, Tommy, you seem fired up. And I saw your face at the break when I said, do not. The person who called me, they're not watching this show anyway. And it's not like we ever get quoted on every single wrestling website. This will never get to them, Tommy. Don't even worry about it. It'll never get to them. Don't call me again. Damn it. Do not call me again. I'm pissed about it. For me to bring I'm pissed about it. I'm pissed about it. Don't try to work a worker. Don't try to work a worker.
No.
Doesn't talk to his dad.
Can't
Stop
do that,
it.
dude.
Yeah. They didn't take the same private jet down to the Big Easy.
Are you kidding me? They rode on the same plane.
Look at Gabby over there going, well, who are you talking about?
I want to know so bad. I can't wait to know the tea after.
It's good tea. It's really, really good tea.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, so this is where we cut a promo. We got Russo's rant standing by, but Tommy, I want you to start, because there's a flow that we need to go through here. So who are you cutting a promo on tonight?
My promo tonight, kiddies, is on WWE Creative and the Netflix executives. Let me think about this for a minute. Netflix, $500 million a year you're paying for Raw. Did you think you were going to get every match that you saw in the first week? No. Do you know what we saw tonight in Nashville? And I don't know how many times we told everybody we were in Nashville and we were sold out for the 84th time on Raw. Okay, I get it. But that show was horrible. You're from Nashville. You spend your hard-earned money, right? You want to see champions. We saw Rhea Ripley with her championship belt. You know where we saw her? We didn't see an entrance. We didn't see her in the ring. She was backstage with Io Sky saying, "Oh, we're going to have a match, not next week, but in 3 weeks." What are we doing, folks? It's crazy land. Here's another one. I don't know when's the last time I saw Braun Breaker. Oh, I saw him come out tonight with a cowboy hat backstage with AJ Styles and say one word: no entrance, no nothing. I got to tell you, man, if I'm Netflix, I'm pissed off about this. If I'm in Nashville, I spent my hard-earned money. We couldn't see Rhea Ripley, the champion, come out tonight in an entrance and do challenge Io Sky after the match was over. We couldn't see Braun Breaker come out and interrupt AJ's promo, even though Dom was there too. Now you got 3 stars out there.
Tommy,
It's just incredible the way they do things, Coach.
Tommy, I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, it is realistic to think that a big-time champion would go to the general manager and ask for a match in a month. I mean, that happens all the time. What are you talking about? Why would Rhea Ripley go to the general manager, Adam Pearce, and go, yeah, let's give her a chance to win my title? You don't defend your title unless you're forced to defend your title as a champion. Everybody knows that, but apparently not if you're Rhea Ripley and the women's world champion. When did it become a women's world championship? It's just a women's championship. Let's stop trying to make things bigger than they are. There's 6,000 women's titles now. In fact, maybe too many. Gabby, you're sitting over there. Perhaps what are you cutting a promo on tonight?
Listen, I don't want to kick something while it's down, but this women's division needs a little bit of help because I'm watching tonight, as Tommy already quoted. We didn't even see Rhea Ripley, the champion, on TV in a match, in an entrance, nothing. She's just backstage. And then you have an Elimination Chamber match between Bayley and Lyra. Lyra, if you forget, because you might, because I almost did, is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. So, mind you, has she defended that title yet? No. Have we seen her have any kind of feud for that title yet? No. So what does that title mean to me? Nothing. Because I haven't seen her defend it. I haven't seen her do anything with it. Oh, but okay, let's put her in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match versus Bayley and have her lose clean. So not only is she a champion that we forget's a champion because she's not being booked as a champion defending anything, she then loses to be in the Elimination Chamber. Like, they finally give Bayley a win, and it makes me angry because it doesn't make sense for the other person in the match with her. So this women's division needs a kick in the ass, if I do say so myself. Also, Rhea, like you said, 3 weeks from now, grants Io Sky a championship match 3 weeks from now. That means we probably are not going to see Rhea on another PLE. We didn't see her at the Rumble doing any kind of match. We're not going to see her at Elimination Chamber doing any kind of match because, oh, we'll see you on Raw the next night. Thanks for letting me know a month in advance. I can't wait. And also, Charlotte Flair, I'm sorry. Did you just make history being the only woman to win the Royal Rumble 2 times? What the hell are you, Charlotte? I talked to your dad today on my podcast, Gabby AF. He said you and Rhea Ripley are doing the best business in pro wrestling, hands down, right now. Why are you not showing up, throwing some shit at Rhea Ripley? I don't understand it. Where are you, Charlotte? I'm looking for you. I didn't see you. I didn't see you at all tonight. I was disappointed across the board.
Gabby, there's a brand split if you didn't know. And by the way, when you're talking about Bayley, she's got to worry about the NBA celebrity game on Friday night. And then she's going to go to NXT Saturday, take a red eye to DC, and she's not going to beat Roxanne when you just beat the Intercontinental Champion on Monday Night Raw. You're not going to beat the NXT champion on Saturday. Stop it. None of it makes any sense.
Thank God Roxanne's sitting in the audience because I would have forgot. Thank God I like the waving like it's UFC. Like, we got this one in the audience. George.
Oh my God.
Hey, Coach, did you see what match we promoted for next week?
No, I didn't.
Penta versus Pete Dunne. $500 million. Paying $500 million for Penta and Pete Dunne.
After they take a red eye from the promo. All right, now Vince Russo, big part of our brand at BTT, and tonight he had to get something off his chest. It's time for Russo's rant. Roll tape, producer man.
Yeah, Coach, it's Vince Russo, and I got to tell you, man, nobody, and I mean nobody beats a dead horse like the WWE. I swear, man, I thought I was watching last week's show, another Jey Uso entrance to open up the show. How many times are we going to go to that? And let me tell you something, man. You thought I won you money by telling you Jey Uso was going to win the Royal Rumble. Double down, man, because everybody was talking about Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania, and I told you the WWE doesn't have the balls to do that. What the WWE knows is predictable. So Jey Uso will defeat Gunther at WrestleMania. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Another snooze fest, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, dressed as Grizzly Adams, he is Vince Russo. He has not shaved since the first of the year. He likes to call Gabby. What does he call it, Tommy? Not Mammy Pammy. He says something time. What is it, producer man? Help me out. When he calls it when him and the wife actually go in the same room.
Nanny time.
Yeah, nanny time. Yeah.
Nanny,
so apparently the wife's not liking nanny time right now because of that. But he actually took my rant because tonight I love Jey Uso. We all love Jey Uso. But come on, you cannot give me 8 minutes. I counted, and the best line of it all was this: when Michael Cole, gasping for breath, who turned 60 years old today, said, quote, "When I was younger, I could yeet all night long." And Pat McAfee said, "No, you couldn't. That was drop on the ground funny." But guess what? Next week, when they open the show again, it's going to be 8 minutes of yeet, 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 yeet. I was there when The Rock came out every single Monday. It never got old. The crowd is super into it. I get that. But at some point, when you're on every single week, Vince is right. You got to change up the beginning of the show because, my goodness, I was like, can we get to it, please? Can we get to it, please? And then he goes out of the ring onto the announce table again, just like he did last week. And my God, Tommy, me and you rode with Michael Cole. He's the most white person on planet freaking Earth. So when he starts to do that slapping thing like Pat McAfee, I've had it. I've absolutely had it. And I can't believe he turned 60 today. Are you kidding me right now? 60 years old. You kidding me right now? Oh my God.
Man.
Oh my God. It blows my mind. And Gabby, we said in those rooms, me and Tommy, when they'd go over I don't know if they do it this way anymore, but they go over the entire show that the writing staff has worked on for 6 days. And then what would Vince do?
Change it all.
Oh, wait a second. Those are actually notes for this show. What am I doing? Yeah. But that it feels like that's what they're doing again. They're just like, you spent 6 days? 6 days, Gabby, to write that? That took me about 6 seconds. Okay, Jey Uso, yeet, Gunther, all right? And then after he gets the shit kicked out of him, he gets up and goes, oh, Gunther, me and you, WrestleMania. Yeah. And all of a sudden he has just enough energy to leap over the top rope and go down on everybody. If you got beat up on the street, Gabby, would you then get up and then have all the energy in the world to attack a guy?
No, first of all, I would never get beat up because I'd win. But that's a side note. You know what I mean?
That's probably true.
Come on, you imagine? Let's be real. But no, it is. It's unreal. I was actually laughing at it. Like while I was watching it, I was like, oh, he's up. It's good. That's, by the way, my favorite thing to watch is when the guy's mad and they have the 6 referees out there trying to break it up, but they're doing nothing to actually break it up. That's my favorite thing to see. It is so entertaining to me, but it's insane. It is. It's a little crazy. And like the more you point it out, the crazier it is. I mean, 6 days for that. Maybe they made a last minute change. Or
oh my God, stop,
Coach.
I used to love how the extras that weren't allowed to dress in the locker room, they'd get so excited because somebody would walk up and go, all right, here's what you're doing tonight. You're going to be a security guard. You're going to have really big eyes. You're going to go, oh my God, where am I going? And then turn around and somebody's going to jump on you. It was like the highlight of their careers. Oh my God. And I'd go over, I'd try to be nice. Hey, listen, guys, just take it. Just take it. Grab the check on your way out. You're happy. All right, we're halfway home here on The Last Word. We're having a great time. Coming up next, we're going to flip the script. What does it mean for Drew McIntyre to go to Friday nights? We're live on Stadium right now. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page. We are presented by DEMERBOX. Go to DEMERBOX.com. Use the promo code COACH10 to get your most rugged Bluetooth speaker that you possibly can. All right, now that we know the Elimination Chamber is starting to shape up just a little bit, we've had time to think about it, Tommy. Do we now have an issue? Because CM Punk pointed it out tonight on Monday Night Raw. Do we have an issue with the fact that John Cena just put himself into the match and Adam Pearce, nobody has addressed it at all? That he's the only one that didn't have to fight to get into the match. Any issues?
Yeah, I had an issue with it. This guy comes after the show's over, right? The Royal Rumble's over. Hey, sits down, doesn't even talk, doesn't even bring Adam Pearce with him, doesn't bring Triple H to sit down during the news conference and say, I'm going in the Elimination Chamber. I don't care what you guys say. Only because I've been here 17 years. I've been 16-time champ. I get to go. Well, so does CM Punk get to go too. And if The Rock wanted to go there, I want to go there too. What goes on then? I mean, it's banana land, right? No, I agree with CM Punk. I think he should have. Oh, that's right. Cena's doing a movie in Hungary. That's the reason why he's not going to be there. That's the reason why he put himself in Elimination Chamber. Crazy land in WWE, Coach.
Crazy.
Gabby, back when The Rock was started to make movies, he literally had to quit because Vince wouldn't allow him to bounce back and forth between movies and Raw. Apparently, not only can you do it now, but you can go Hungary and Raw. Any issues? 30 seconds for you.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's a clear issue, but I just sit here and I'm like, it's John Cena. Like, if there's someone who's going to do it and they're going to let do it, it's John Cena. It doesn't bother me as much that it should, maybe, because it bothers everyone else a lot more. I'm just kind of like, at this point, you could throw Cena in a match, and I've said this, tomorrow it's WrestleMania. I'm still going to be entertained by whoever he's in the match with because he's John freaking Cena. So hungry or no hungry, I'm always hungry, but it's John freaking Cena. Like, no, you can't. You could question it, Punk, because it's good for storyline, and yeah, you should be pissed off because you're earning your spot. But I also think you're going to win the chamber, bro. So I don't know. Get over it.
Let's just remember, I came that close to beating Cena in a tables match. So I may throw myself.
How close is that? Is that
really close?
Wow.
Really close. Stop it. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. Having a great time on late night on Mondays. Are you kidding me right now? I'm the coach. This is The Last Word, part of BTT Studios. Brand new. If you want to check out all of our stuff, we have a brand new website, BehindTheTurnbuckle.net. 3 big shows every single day. 2 of them are on Stadium. Actually, The Last Word is once a week. We're working towards every single day. We encourage you to join us live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Coach and Company, our daily sports and sports betting show of record on Stadium, or you can watch us on demand on YouTube. And then, of course, you just saw Russo's rant. That is the Coach and Bro Show every Monday and Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Translation, damn it, we are everywhere. Now, it's time to flip the script. I get very weird about that one. I love these transitions. That one I feel very weird. It's very quiet. Just kind of nice transition. It takes me back to school. Russo came up with it. This is where we talk about something that's changed on the show or something that we would change on the show. And last week, guys, we didn't know if it was real. I feel like we're getting worked a little bit because we love ourselves, at least I do, some Drew McIntyre. And the word came out in the dirt sheets, which I hate, absolutely hate, that Drew McIntyre was pissed off and he left the Royal Rumble because somebody went into business for himself. So what happens? Drew McIntyre apparently doesn't get traded. There's no trade window. There's no trade deadline. He just is over on SmackDown, courtesy Nick Aldis. Stop with the trade crap. Now, Gabby. So Drew McIntyre is now on SmackDown. Out comes LA Knight. They even threw in a little line about going into business for themselves. Was this all a work from the word go?
I think so, and I'm mad because I fell for it, and I feel like I really didn't think it was, and I should have known better when it came to Drew because he's so good at making you believe like everything he does is true and real. And I should have known better, but I kind of loved that little segment with LA because it made me be like, damn, the fact that I'm even questioning if it's a work or a shoot is why it's as good as it is and why Drew is as good as he is. But you're completely right about the drafting. Like, it's just at this point, people are just going wherever they want. It's just a free for all. So I love Drew McIntyre. I'm excited to see him on SmackDown, but I liked seeing him more on Netflix on Raw. I think something's coming for him. I don't know what yet, but he's got too much heat on him.
At what point? Who? Drew's got heat on him?
Drew's got heat on him in the sense of like he makes people think that he's doing things against the grain. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
gotcha. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But at some point, I mean, he lost every match to CM Punk. We did the betting odds at mybookie.ag, and Raphael made the odds for. And I said, Raphael, CM Punk's won every match. He goes, that's what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
And sure enough, CM Punk wins again. He does too much business, Tommy. At some point, he's got to say to somebody, Triple H or the powers that be, when do I get my time? When do I get to get the W? Because he gets to kick ass, but when it comes to an actual match, he never wins. And at some point, and we know it's choreographed, we know the finishes are predetermined, but it matters to the audience, and it makes him look weaker, which he is not, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing I question on how they handle Drew McIntyre. Guy looks like a Greek goddess. He can cut a promo. He can work in the ring. He's very entertaining. Outside of the WWE, he would be great. And they just constantly keep burying him, burying him, burying him. So there's got to be a big reason for it. I think his day's going to come. And I think the whole LA Knight Drew thing was a big old work, guys. It made you notice. It made you want to watch SmackDown. You watched SmackDown when you saw the match. LA dropped the word, oh, I got to get my stuff in during his promo. That's all worked, buddy. And then Drew showing his face and everything like that. And it makes you want to watch SmackDown. But I think somewhere down the line, maybe during the summer, he's got to get that championship some way, somehow.
So I'm going to throw this out. I feel a little awkward, Tommy, because Gabby's on the show and she gets a lot of attention from people. Then you're talking about goddesses.
Oh.
Did you misspoke? You meant a Greek god, correct?
Oh, I said goddess. Oh,
yeah.
my.
You know, are we putting Gabby on front?
I blame myself. I distracted him. I blame myself. I apologize.
It happens.
Sorry.
It happens. I'm sure it happens to you every day. Doesn't happen to me every day. Damn it.
Every day.
No.
Here's the storyline that I would do. This is the segment, flip the script. And Gabby, you tell me if you agree with this.
Okay.
So Drew's gonna do what they're gonna do with Drew. And then we're going to get through WrestleMania. John Cena is going to win the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk's going to be pissed off yet again. Cena's going to beat Cody, your boy, at WrestleMania, be the champion through the summer. Then at SummerSlam, he will fight Drew McIntyre. Drew will finally beat the legend. He'll beat the legend and become the champion. And then John Cena spins the fall on his final leg of his tour, kissing babies, shaking hands, taking pictures all the way up to December. That's the next 9 months. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. I think it's an opinion, and it could be correct. I have a differing opinion if you want to hear how I would flip the script, Coach.
Of course I would. That's the name of the segment.
So I think what could be interesting, it doesn't mean that I think it's definitely going to happen, but I think we talk about the fact that he's lost to Punk so many times. I think Punk is his guy that will be the redemption for him. So what if Punk wins the Chamber and it is CM Punk, Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and this is started and will be Cody's villain era, and this is when Punk wins the championship from Cody. And then Drew comes back around for not only the championship, but the championship against CM Punk, who has been the guy that has completely ruined last year for him and beating him down. And he finally comes out of the woodwork and he's like, now is my time. I'm going to be the champion and I'm going to mess your entire life up. And that's how I want it.
Tommy, let me bring you into this discussion
Yes.
because what she is overlooking in that whole thing is the fact that I'm going to get a text. I'm going to look down. It's going to say, Gabby Laspisa, coach, I can't be on the show for 2 weeks. Cody lost the championship. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, my God, Tommy, what do I do? Cody's not the champion anymore. Then we got to find a third person, Tommy. What do we do? What do
Oh
we do
my
with that
God.
scenario?
We punt. I don't know.
You gotta shut it down. Without me, you're shutting the show down. What are you talking about?
You know, Coach,
I hate to admit that's true, though. Go ahead,
I
Tommy.
do agree. I do agree with you. I think Cena's going to win the title, and remember when Cena cut that promo that I'm going to win the 17th until somebody gets it for the 18th, and I think Drew is going to be that guy at SummerSlam that's going to beat John Cena and be the 18th, be that champ that he's going to handle the title over to. And I can see an angle down the line between Punk and Drew down the line during the summer or the end of summer into the fall.
Tommy, did you just see Gabby shaking her head while you were talking right there?
Yes, I did.
So disrespectful. Why are you shaking your head at Big Tommy C?
Because I think he's wrong. I don't see it being Cena McIntyre at SummerSlam because we're forgetting someone.
Who?
And Randy Orton.
He hasn't even been on TV for
Doesn't
how
matter.
long?
Doesn't matter. Okay, who cares? You're gonna.
Why would you give him the strap? Why would you give it to him?
Because Cody's already talked about it. I'm putting him into the conversation because he's Randy Orton, and he is very much a veteran, still as good as he's ever been. Just because he hasn't come back, it doesn't mean he won't be back for SummerSlam. Doesn't mean he won't be back in a month. Doesn't mean he's not.
What's
coming
his
back.
injury right now? How serious is it?
I don't know. Do you? I'm not 100%
No,
sure.
I don't even know what the injury is.
People thought he might come back for Rumble. People were like speculating. Cody's talked about Randy. People, he's not in the conversation. And I think Randy and Cena, or Randy and Cody.
So I got a question for you, Gabby. You
Sure.
would shit on Drew, a younger guy who's a better.
I don't like shitting on anyone, Tommy.
Well, you are because you're saying that you give Orton the title, and Orton doesn't need the title anymore. He's a veteran. He's a huge superstar. Is that what you're saying? I don't know.
No.
Maybe
I'm not shitting on Drew just because I have a differing opinion of what I want to see for Drew. I still love him and I think he's great, but I just think it's almost too much shoving down our throats of what's happening for Drew. He needs to have some feuds. I think his next feud is going to be with Damian Priest on SmackDown because they had that little moment in the Rumble. I think that it's too soon for him to be getting the strap from Cena. I don't think that makes sense for him. For SummerSlam, I just don't see it happening for Drew. And I love Drew and I'm sold on Drew and I like him so much. But to me, Drew still needs to beat Punk to be happy with everything that's been happening because Punk has beaten him down and beaten him down and beaten him down in that feud. So that makes more sense to me.
I'm still shocked that he never got one over. What was it, 3 times? And Punk won every single time. I didn't get that. I didn't. To me, you could have given him the middle one. If you could still have gone where they went with him winning the middle match.
He got embarrassed in that one, right?
He did, and then he took the shot to the head, which was unnecessary.
Yeah.
I never would have taken that shot to the head. I would say no, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I still have chair shots on both sides of my head, chair shots that missed, and I didn't even take a lot in my career. And there are times that I forget. What's your name, sir? In the middle. See, I forget sometimes people's names. It's real, and so I'm never taking one of those shots to the front. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, hell to the no. Hell to the no. It's going to be interesting to guys see what they do with Drew McIntyre. But I like the round robin of names. But the other part of this, and Tommy, we got about 30 seconds, is the fact that on Raw, with all of these names being gone, we're talking about them here, but they've just decided, injury or not, you can still have Randy on the show. He could come out without getting hit. Why are we not utilizing everybody that we possibly can on Mondays and on Fridays?
Dude, you're on Netflix now, and even if Randy couldn't wrestle, I would still bring him out. He's a huge star in WWE. He still is a huge star. You got to use everybody that you can right now. Instead, we're talking about Pete Dunne being in a match next week with Penta. It's just ridiculous, everybody. You got to use all your superstars. And when you got a guy like Randy Orton just sitting home, not doing anything, You could bring him in there and let him work backstage, do something, interfere with something. He doesn't have to wrestle if he's hurt. But when I see Randy Orton, that makes me think, oh, he's coming back. He's ready to be on Raw or goes over to SmackDown. Put it in everybody's mind that speculate what's going to be happening with Randy Orton. Instead, he's being home, not working at all. Ridiculous.
Tommy, you got to stop making sense because the ratings are not falling off a cliff. Oh, wait. Yes, they are. But we don't need to use our stars. We'll just throw Roman Reigns on a podcast with the wise man. That makes a lot of sense. We're still rolling. It is the last word. We are live late night on Stadia. All right, you OGs and degenerates watching on our YouTube page. We're here every single Monday night. Do not forget, tomorrow, Coach and Company at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tommy, did you know that I've given an invitation to Gabby many a time to join you and I on Coach and Company in the morning? And you know what she told me?
What?
Coach, a little early for me, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you move it to noon, maybe, just maybe, I can show up. And I said, yeah. So she actually, I can't even, can you imagine somebody calling me and demanding certain things like moving shows? I don't know, equity in companies. I don't know, millions of dollars to do something when you haven't been on TV for 8 years. Tommy, can you imagine anybody doing that?
Not at all.
It's also inaccurate. He's a liar, so it's fine.
Well, I'm not talking about you right now. You're missing my entire point here.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the part about you saying that it was too early is a lie?
I've never
Is that
said
what you're
before.
saying right now?
Pull up the receipt of me ever saying that, Coach. I
don't have video of you saying it.
No,
We
or
were
a
on a live
text.
phone call. I didn't say it was on a text either. I said it was on a live phone call, so
Okay.
I don't have any proof of that.
Okay. I go by proof when people are saying things about me.
I mean,
Wow.
when you're not
Don't you,
relevant.
Tommy? Don't you, Tommy?
Wow.
If someone's saying something about you, wouldn't you be like, "Oh, I said that. When did I say that? Let me see it."
Yeah, but you guys know I'm a live phone guy. Like I'm a phone call guy.
No, I get your voice notes.
Yeah. Because Tommy, I'm out there trying to help the people.
We know.
I'm out there trying to pump people up. See, there's no bigger fan of Gabby than me. There's no bigger fan. And I think I proved that day in and day out.
I agree. He's my best friend in the whole world.
Oh, we have fun on Coaching Company. We have fun.
We do. We have a lot of fun. I feel like Gabby would be really good on F Day. That's her favorite word anyway.
It's rant day.
We have a segment called F Day where you get to cut a rant and it's going to be an F Day.
Yep.
Do you get to use the F word as much as you want?
No. But
can we change that for me? And I'll do
it. I'll maybe for you we'll make an exception. But the segment is called It's an F Day. All right, we're back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the last word. We are having a great time tonight. Thank you very much. The live number watching on social media and on our YouTube page is amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in after Monday Night Raw. We're here, and I know some of you have said, hey, Coach, can you guys come on right when the show's over? Well, guess what? We don't know when that's going to be. They haven't figured it out. 1 week it's 2.5 hours. The next week it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're on network television, and we got to start at the top of the hour. So thank you for that. But it's just not possible because Triple H is not helping us out at all. Thank you, Hunter. Now, there are other topics. If you guys missed it, there is another wrestling company, and one Seth Rollins had a little something to say. But this is where we call the last word.
I'll make some headlines with this one. I don't think there's anybody in AEW that's on that level. But, I mean, you're probably looking at if you're looking at a LeBron, I mean, that's like a John Cena level guy. So I'd be looking at like a John Cena for, an MJF maybe. You know what I mean? That'd be like the deal. Luke would be the MJF.
All right, so he's talking about the big trade that happened in the NBA. If you've been sleeping under a rock, Luka Doncic got traded from Dallas to LA. AD's already on the shelf. So currently, Luka is playing live on ESPN. He has 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and the Lakers are up 25 points at halftime. So he's having a pretty good debut. But now Seth Rollins, Tommy, is talking about if there would be somebody to be traded between the two companies. And he said there's nobody really on that level over there except MJF. Is Seth Rollins incorrect, or could you see a trade that would make sense between the two companies?
MJF is the guy.
Got to be
MJF
there.
is the guy. I don't think there's anybody else.
So who would you trade him for that would make sense, that would be contract? Because in the NBA, it has to be the dollars have to match up. You can't just trade the guy number 12 for a superstar. So who would match up to trade even up for MJF?
Seth Rollins.
Oh, man, I would love to see that.
Me too.
MJF throws a lot better punches than Seth Rollins. Mamby-pamby.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. So it'd be Seth freaking Rollins for MJF. All right,
Yes,
Gabby,
sir.
let me come over to you. What stars do you think, if you swapped them, that fans would be like, okay, that makes some sense?
That's tough. I will say, okay, I'm not going to say a star, but can I say someone who I think in the future is going to be very valuable? Okay,
Whatever you want.
I love it. So I'm becoming a huge fan of Harley Cameron. I don't know if you've been watching and you've seen her doing what she's been doing. Are you familiar?
Oh, she's on AEW?
Yes. Are you being
I didn't-
sarcastic or are you being serious?
No, I'm asking a serious.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who she is. She sings.
She sings. She does ventriloquism. She's only
hot.
getting better in the ring. She's beautiful. She's entertaining as shit. She's hilarious. She is the most refreshing thing that I've seen in AEW in a while. I think that she is a star in the making. She reminds me of Chelsea Green.
Is she the one that just sang on Jericho's Cruise with him?
Yes.
They had that set. Yeah, she's very entertaining, very attractive too. Can we trade her for the ring announcer on Monday Night Raw, please?
Oof.
Sure, that could be your trade. I would take it.
Oh my God, it's like nails on the chalkboard right now. But who would you trade Harley Cameron for for a WWE female?
I would put. That's tough. Maybe like Maxine Dupree, because they kind of are on that level of entertaining. Does that make sense?
Interesting.
I like
Makes
Maxine
kind of
Dupree.
sense. Well, now you have me thinking on the women's side. I was thinking if I was to trade like the biggest star in AEW, that would have to be Toni Storm and Timeless Tony. I still never bought the whole gimmick, but now she's back. I would say Tony. Oh man, maybe I could trade Tony for Rhea. I would not miss Rhea Ripley. I'm not as big of a fan as everybody else is because she can't cut promos. She's like Monday night, and it's like stop it already. So I would take Toni Storm because she can cut promos. She can. Rhea can. Tell me I'm wrong. Rhea cannot cut a promo, but yet they continue to have her cut promos. She can't.
I don't think she's as bad as you think she is.
She's great in the ring. She's got a good gimmick, but she can't. Tommy, do you agree with me or not?
Yeah, she can't cut a promo, but I think she's got something about her that people are interested in her. That's why she has the title right now. I would do Bayley.
Wow.
I would trade Bayley.
That makes more sense.
For Toni Storm. Toni Storm is talented, dude.
She's very talented.
Yes.
She's very, very talented. And
Yes.
Bayley it would be kind of like what they did with Luke and AD. AD is kind of an aging superstar, still has some name value, still kind of a good hand. And then you got Luca, the young stud. Tony would be the young stud.
Yep.
Bayley would be the kind of, she's been around. She's won some Royal Rumbles. She's been in 2 Elimination Chambers. Her best friend is Sasha Banks. It would make a lot of sense.
Yep.
Because Bayley has not figured out what the rest of us know. Part of the reason she's been held back for the last year or two is she refuses to publicly dispel the best friendism that is Sasha Banks.
Mhm.
And I mean, can you imagine Vince if he was still here and you're hanging out with arguably the biggest female star in AEW
No.
and you're not apologizing for it? That would never happen.
Never.
Gabby, that would never happen. If
Never.
Vince, I mean, it's dumb to be honest with you.
It's a little crazy. I mean, even Super Bowl, like, I don't know. There was crossovers at the Super Bowl and stuff, and no one seemed to care. You know what I mean?
What happened at the Super Bowl? I was busy watching my team suck.
Oh yeah, I know. Me too. That was fun. For me,
so were the other 3. But anyway, what happened at the Super Bowl?
No, I'm just saying, like, the Bellas were hanging out with Britt Baker, like, who is one of the biggest female names in AEW, but it's the Bellas, and Nikki is now.
Yeah, but the Bellas are not. They're not even in the WWE anymore.
Well, no, well, Nikki just showed up at number 30 in the Rumble, and they're
that's
saying
a one-off.
that
That's a one-off. She's not a WWE superstar.
I think she's coming back. I think
you
she's
know
coming
why
back,
they were there? They were with Mojo Riley.
I know.
Who was?
Mojo.
Mojo, that his talent company. They must be all under him.
Yeah, we've worked with them. We work with them all the time.
I'm just saying, though, at the Super Bowl, they've also Brit is with Bailey, and like there's crossovers that happen all the time. But I do think that yours is the most significant one when it comes to Bailey and obviously Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné.
And by the way, Britt Baker, she's going to be in the WWE with it. Here's what Tony Khan's going to do. Because this happened at ESPN years ago. They cut a bunch of talent, and then a lot of them had a lot of money left on their deals. And instead of just writing them a check, they made them sit out for the length of time. If you wanted all your money, just like, remember WCW back in the day when it went under, if you wanted all your money, you only got 50 cents on the dollar if you went to WWE right away. So all those guys like Goldberg set out to get all of their millions. And that's what ESPN did. They said, okay, so once you're off TV for 2 years, whatever, it's out of sight, out of mind. I can see Tony Khan being petty, not using Britt Baker on TV and saying, I'm not letting her out of her contract so she can go to the WWE. If you're not going to use her, Gabby, let her out of her contract.
So I want to ask this quickly because I know we have to. But speaking of that, there's Ricky Starks, who they were saying Tony Khan was doing that for, who just they said is no longer with AEW today, as well as Miro and Malachi Black. Are any of those people you would, I guess, now transfer to WWE? Would you want any of them to show up and be?
Ricky Starks, I think, would be fantastic.
I agree.
Malachi Black's already been in the WWE, didn't do much. So, I think also sometimes people make more of people than what they are. Russo said it today. He goes, I would have cut 40 superstars that they have under contract. There is just a lot of people don't move the needle. And in 2025, if you're talking about a $5 billion deal, you better move the needle or you better be pitching something so Triple H knows you're thinking about your character. If you're sitting out in the arena like a lot of these guys do, Tommy, 20 seconds for you, you're going to be on the bye-bye train very, very soon. Your final take, Tommy.
Yeah. I think Ricky Starks is going to come to the WWE. He's really close with Cody Rhodes. So pay attention to that.
Yeah, he's also close with somebody else. Anyway.
Oh, I want to know.
You're a bad man.
Oh man, I've dropped too much tea tonight already. I have dropped too much tea tonight already.
Yes,
I'm going to get quoted on all the dirt sheets. They're going to say coaches talk. The one thing that hasn't happened in the last 6 months is all the stuff I've said here on the show. Not one time have I been proven wrong. Not once. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Another great hour with my team. We're here live every single Monday night at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you to DEMERBOX. Thank you to shopmando.com. Tomorrow morning, live here on Stadium, Coach and Company at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We got to start live without football. Until then, I am the coach for Gabby, for Big Tommy, intern Dan, producer boy. We'll see you next week. Right.